ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another edition of Wrestling All Day Podcast. We are back here in the booth. Check it out this time. You can't even see him, but I'm in frame. There he is. The one and only Earl Hebner.
I'm back.
Earl Hebner is here. Earl Hebner, thank you. It is extremely, extremely late. Thank you for taking time out of your now morning to do this with us.
Yeah, right, okay.
Heath fucking Matt's acting up again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Heath. I'm sorry.
Damn it, man.
But before we go any further, I do want to start off. Somebody's made the list. I do want to start off with a small tribute to the late Scott Hall. Unfortunately, we lost Scott last week.
Too early.
And yeah, way too early. The wrestling world's never going to be the same. We touched on Razor Ramon a little bit last time with you with the WrestleMania ladder match.
Right.
Do you have any fond memories that you would like to share about Scott?
Well, I had a great time working with him. It was an honor to be in the ring with him. He always took care of me. It was just great. And this is really hurting the world of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It is. This
is a big shot.
Yeah. I believe he was 63.
I feel like next to Owen, he's like one of the biggest shots that ever happened.
Right.
It's
all bad.
Yep.
Yes.
But I mean, to kind of move on to a more positive note, you know, Scott Hall being a Hall of Famer. In 1 week's time, we know that the Undertaker will be going into the WWE Hall of Fame. I know we touched last time. We had that picture of you shouting at the Undertaker.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's a story behind that exact picture, but is there any stories that you have about the Undertaker? I mean, you probably worked close with him for a lot of his big time matches.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that was the chair. Do you have any any memories that you like to share about Taker, or?
Well, yeah. We were in Canada, and we were going from one place to the other. I can't exactly remember. But I knew we had to catch a ferry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm riding with Paul Burr and Undertaker, and we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, Taker says he's hungry.
Oh boy!
So we stopped at a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it took a little bit long to get the order. And when we left, we were going to get on the ferry to go to the next town. And that's the only way you could go without driving way out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And as we got there, the ferry was taking off, so we missed it. Paul Burr goes, "God damn you, Taker, you had to have a goddamn chicken. Now look what the fuck's going on." So anyway, we drove. And that's one of the memories that it stuck with me for God knows how many years.
Mm-hmm.
And then working in the ring, when I was refereeing the Taker's match, we had a spot where Taker would stare down me and start walking, and I'd drop down and I'd roll out of the ring. Paul Burr would hold his arms out, and just as I hit his arms, he'd move them, and I'd run and hit the floor. And I said, "Damn you, Paul Burr." But they were good. They were good times. They were good old days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Now this isn't a question. Now I came up to talk about Undertaker ordering food. I don't know if you would know this or not. The Undertaker, I don't know if he has a fear of cucumbers.
He does. I can tell you right off the bat.
He just don't like.
Is it a fear or is he doesn't like them?
When you bring a cucumber around him, he goes crazy. I don't know what the deal is or whatever it is. But he will kill you if you bring a cucumber around him.
So he was the only fool to try to do it.
Huh?
He was the only person that tried to do it.
I guarantee Paul Bearer.
It's been, Paul Burr might have edged somebody else on to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember who brought one down. I don't know, God knows. But I tell you what, brother, he went berserk. He ready to kill. And he's allergic to him.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know
so
that.
He must do something to his skin or whatever.
Well, that's why.
But he will break Western on your ass.
I've heard so many stories about it, and I had to confirm with somebody because I doubt ever have Undertaker on here. So I had to confirm with somebody who worked closely with him.
Well, since we're talking about Taker, what did you think of him when you first saw him arrive on the scene? I mean, I was a young kid, and he was terrifying to me.
I wasn't really scared of him, but he had something different from everybody
Like a
else.
presence to him.
Yeah.
Mm.
And,
Did you know he was gonna be that main event guy when you saw him come down for Survivor Series in the first couple matches?
Not at first.
Mm.
At first,
Yeah.
just another big guy, right? And then
right,
it's like,
another big guy.
and then over the years, obviously he impressed.
Right. Yes, he did.
And that's also comes at a time where they had a lot of gimmick wrestlers starting to come in the early '90s. You had the Undead Mortician,
Yeah,
the
Duke the
Trash
Dumpster
Man,
Drozy,
the Dumpster
the
Drozy.
Barber, Brutus Beefcake.
Right.
That was at that time
There
where
was a lot of gimmick.
Yeah. So a lot of people probably just looked at Taker. I'm assuming I wasn't there. I'm assuming you kind of looked at Taker like, okay, he'll be a flash in the pan and he'll be gone.
Right.
He was there for the long haul.
Mm-hmm. And he takes his rightful place into the Hall of Fame on Friday.
Yes.
That will be in Dallas. Another Hall of Fame question. I know you're a TNA Hall of Famer. If WWE ever reached out to offer you a Hall of Fame spot, would you take it?
I don't know.
You can be as raw as you want. We're smoking on that.
We're unfiltered here. We're good.
But hey,
yeah, I would take it.
Mm-hmm.
A while back, no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But now I would have.
Mm-hmm.
The things where I went through have calmed down now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, I don't know if Earl wants to speak on it, but I've seen a great Hall of Famer today that lit his face up, and we were just talking about him on the ride home. Are you all right if we bring him up?
Bret Hart.
Yes. Bret Hart was coming down the steps from the locker room, and Earl was waiting down at the bottom of the steps. And when he looked up and saw Earl, his face was lit up with so much joy, and it literally moved my heart to see how happy them two were to see each other and to look like old friends talking. That's the part of the business I like.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, to speak on Bret, how is your relationship with him? You guys seem like
we're great. We're good. And you know, once just about every signing we go to, somebody always come up with the idea. If I buy this picture with Bret in it, will you put out Scrooge Bret? And I go, no, I won't. I'll say, I'll put in there Vince McMahon Scrooge Bret.
Mm-hmm.
And truthfully, over the years, almost over 20 years now, I didn't screw Bret. Vince screwed Bret.
You did what your job was told you
exactly.
to do because you're paid to do a job, and he said to do this to the point where you, if I'm understanding right, you were told right before you entered the ring, you didn't have no prior knowledge, and what are you supposed to do? You're in the ring with a 20-minute match with your life on the line. You're either gonna stay loyal to Bret or you're gonna stay loyal to Vince and have a paycheck. I mean,
right.
What does anybody else do when they're at a job?
It was a very tough decision, and if the ring was, say, 50 feet from going down the aisle, it felt like 2 miles to me.
I believe.
And I had thoughts in my mind, and truthfully, I
couldn't imagine what was going through your mind, dude.
I mean,
I know you and Bret were very close.
Yeah. And the thing is, you're going, I'm going. What do I do? Do I do it or do I not do it?
Did you ever wonder if you should have just whispered to his ear what was going to happen during the match? Like I'm curious. Did that thought ever cross your mind? Like,
you know what?
Or was it just so much going on
that
you
so quick, so fast?
So the match probably went by so quick in your eyes.
It was on my way to the ring. But if I hadn't been so how do you call it? I was so mixed up in thoughts of doing this and doing that, and know when I had to do it, was supposed to do it, and then I'm going. So it's like
it's kind of like being a manager of a store and having to fire a friend of yours because the GM tells you to.
Right.
And what do? If he says if you don't fire him, he's going to get rid of you.
Right. But
where do you stand?
It was a decision where.
And it's not like you didn't have much time to think about it.
I didn't have much time to think about it. Exactly.
None.
Exactly.
You were told before you hit the ring, and then you've got, a 10-minute match, and you have 10 minutes to think. And I couldn't even imagine the thoughts racing through your head.
Right.
That's why I don't understand why people don't really think before they ask, like, will you screwed Bret? No, because I did my job. I didn't screw nobody.
Right.
I needed a job tomorrow. I didn't even want this to happen. It's one of the things that I didn't want to be a part of. You people don't understand, apparently.
And you're right about that. But here's the deal. If anybody's got that tape, go better look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'd have rung that bell or not, that bell was going to ring.
Oh, yeah.
Vince, you can see
And then
Vince
if you-
yelling, "Ring the fucking
Right,
bell!" That's
right.
what
And
you
then-
hear coming out of his mouth.
And
Ring
then
the
if
fucking
you
bell.
look back, Sergeant Slaughter at ringside, he came in with Vince, and then Vince and Sergeant Slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
So if I hadn't have done it, he'd have done it.
Yep.
They were both there to do it.
You know, but
You see
it
Vince
made
say,
it more
"Ring the
official.
fucking bell."
If I would have done
Yeah.
it, which I did,
Mm-hmm.
then an outsider to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or Vince or whatever.
And
It was-
he
it was all
basically
bullshit.
handed the title to Shawn and so basically told him to get out of here. I'm
Right,
assuming because
right.
that's what it looked like he
Right.
whispered to him. But he didn't go. No
It was all
celebration, just
bullshit.
get out.
You know,
And then Brett
And-
had a reason to act the way he did.
Sure he
I
did.
mean, it shows loyalty
he
for
should have
years of
killed
this company.
everybody, and the only reason he didn't kill me is because I ran.
Oh,
When I got in my car in the bottom of the arena, I could still hear the bell ringing. That's how fast I was getting my ass out of
Yeah.
there.
well, I'm glad next time you met him, that's not what happened, personally.
So,
But
I mean,
I guess he would have felt like he had the right to do that, and they said, what he did, I feel is justified. I mean, the guy trusted you, and you told him, "Yeah, we'll make sure we won't do that to you." Then Vince just does it to him.
right.
It's
The
like,
only thing I told him, and I
So-
promised, I said I will not count you out. On 1, 2, 3, I will not do that.
oh,
and I did.
fast count, yeah.
Truthfully, but I didn't know what
Yeah.
the finish was till I was going to the ring anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It seems like he was clueless all day. Didn't know what was
Right,
going on in the
right,
match. Period.
right.
Because usually you'd sit down and go over
Right.
it together, and it didn't seem like you were clued in.
Nobody
on much.
went. Excuse me.
sorry,
Nobody
guys.
went over.
We've been up since 6 a.m. and
It's
it's
a late night.
midnight.
A little bit of a late night.
Yeah, but nobody went over the match with me at all
And that's very unusual.
until
I'm
I was
assuming.
walking to the ring and Jerry Briscoe told me what Vince wanted me to do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you did. It's what it is. You did your job. I've been a manager of a restaurant. I've been a GM of a restaurant. And I've had to make decisions that I've always second guessed and then feel good making. But when it comes down from the top, it's you or them, and you're doing your job. They're the ones that have a problem, and it's got to go. And Brett was going. He was already had a paycheck somewhere else coming in.
well, you know
Earl's
what?
paycheck was coming from.
Now that you brought
WWE.
that up, the question I was asked, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? I said, I don't know. And they said, well, Brett's got a $3 million deal down there. Is he going to give you $1 million? I go, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that's your question, man.
Then what do you
I'm
do?
sure Brett would show you love and loyalty, but is he going to pay your bills for the
Right.
for the next year? Is he going to
Exactly.
split his contract with you, being that you got fired, showing loyalty to him?
Exactly.
So you got to. It is where the paycheck is at the moment. Like you always got to think about your
Right.
family first, and I know you have
Right.
kids. So
For you
speaking
talked
of
about.
heart, I asked you a question earlier about Owen. Has Owen ever ribbed you? I have to ask. I mean,
Owen has ribbed everybody in the business.
would it be too bad to ask what he did to you?
Well,
We
he
can get
did,
that on camera. Should we talk about someone else?
what he did, he didn't do anything to me. What he did to Ahmed Johnson, who was in Houston, Texas,
Oh boy.
and Ahmed was a champion then.
Mm-hmm.
So Owen goes up to the music thing, and he puts Hulk Hogan's music in. Nobody knows this but Owen. Then, when they announced Ahmed Johnson the world's champion, they hit the button to play, and it's Hogan's music.
I could just picture Owen sitting somewhere rolling on the ground laughing so
Jack
hard.
Lanza, bless his heart, went nuts. And man, all the boys thought it was the biggest rib ever.
Oh man, Owen something. And then he got perfect. He liked to. Yeah, I heard he
Oh.
liked to rib people
Mr.
too.
Perfect was another one.
Did he ever get you?
No, he was cool with me.
I feel like you had the best relationship with every wrestler. You
But
used to,
he did get a lot of the boys.
what did Andre used to call you boss? You got
Boss.
along with Andre? Like, no man, I feel you.
I played cribbage with him, and I could never beat him anyway. But it was just somebody to play with.
Mhm.
And I'd be sitting there, and I go, Andre, I need a good hand. He goes,
Hey,
he was always a good.
speaking of playing games, I don't mean to take over your hosting role, but I do have a few. You played a game with AJ Styles too.
Oh yeah, I played.
We want to
cards
talk about
with AJ,
Phenomenal One, and this is a pretty good story I heard.
and I
earlier.
would whip his ass every time we played. And
That's what AJ
we're
did.
sitting there playing, and I beat him. He gets hot and throws the cards down. He goes and gets a cigarette lighter, I'm dealing. He picks my cards up and sets them on fire. Burns them up. I go, AJ, what are you doing?
That's
I
phenomenal.
hate you, Hebner, and I hate this deck of cards.
That's amazing.
This deck's rigged, Hebner.
Yeah.
You got to work with AJ when AJ was really, really just kind of starting out. I mean, he made him. I can't say he made himself in WCW. Impact is really where he got his foot in the door for the rest of the wrestling world. What was your first impression when you seen AJ?
Well, like, what was your first impression when you worked with AJ?
Yeah, there you
in
go.
the ring?
First impression when you worked with him.
Did he stand out to be phenomenal, like you said?
I knew he was. I knew he had it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was just a matter of time.
I'm telling you.
But he was gifted. He was athletic, and
You would have to be blind to miss it, apparently, man.
yeah.
I'm telling you, I watched one X Division match, and I never forgot the name AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go, you look at this. People in the business that think they're smarter than me, they missed it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing about Samoa Joe, Robert Roode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the ones we were talking about. Samoa and Robert Roode, top names.
Where they at?
Homegrown
What are they making?
TNA talent, and he named the three that we were talking about.
And the hell can you miss somebody that good and watch them?
Samoa Joe, for how big he is, the way he moves around the ring, insane.
Samoa Joe was awesome. I mean,
like WWE basically brought in Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Bobby Roode all around the same general 2-year period.
Mm-hmm.
And why did it take so long for all three of them to get there? Is the question.
Same with Crystal Daniels and Kazarian.
Mm-hmm.
We had so much good talent there.
Oh yeah.
That those idiots that Dixie hired, they didn't know what the hell to do with it. I mean, like I said, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So if they think I'm dumb, they're dumber than me.
Apparently, when they're missing out on main stars that just.
They
all three of them made the TNA World Title, but
right.
maybe they should have been there a little more often.
Right. Where's Crystal Daniels today? AEW. Yep. Where's Kazarian? AEW. Where's
AJ Styles?
Well, AJ, you about to have a high-profile match with Edge at WrestleMania. Like
Bobby Roode works with Dolph Ziggler and WWE as a tag team, and right now Samoa Joe he's I want to say one of the hottest free agents that does not have any information anywhere, and nobody has no clue what he's doing.
I'm looking
because I've been looking.
I'm looking for Samoa Joe to go to AEW.
That's what I think would happen.
That's my belief.
Or maybe he'll make a big return to Impact, which would be interesting.
I think they're waiting for that Ring of Honor.
If he comes back to Impact, I think I would love to see him start choking out all the new guys.
I agree with that. Ring of Honor is going to open up some doors for a lot of people.
Especially
and
now.
To say that, I think Samoa Joe may go to Ring of Honor. It's going to be a bunch of them.
Yeah.
They know what the hell they're doing.
Well, Tony Khan's got a big roster to fill out there, and I know he's got a lot of extra guys at AEW that could maybe use a little tweaking or something. Oh, yeah. Maybe try to build a new character.
Oh, he'll get Tony.
And that's the place to do it. He's taken WWE made an NXT. He basically just bought one that's already up and running.
Right.
Like, that's where most of all your big talent comes from nowadays. Was Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what. You watch what I'm telling you. Tony will send 1, 2, 3, or 4 bunch of good superstars to Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
They'll build it up just like NXT and all that.
Yeah.
Except this is going to work. NXT didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time they bring up someone from NXT, they disappear.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Talking about
I feel like Triple H puts a lot of work into that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my next point.
And everyone really adores him in the wrestling world. Like I feel like everyone, not maybe everyone who's been in the ring with him, but everyone who has worked at NXT with him. Like Johnny Gargano has nice, great things to say about Triple H and helping his career.
Right.
I mean,
especially now that Triple H is officially retired, I'll let you see the outpour on social media of love for him. I know you got to work close-handedly, literally, with Triple H. I see you pop a couple times.
Right.
A couple, give him an uppercut, put down. Okay, there's a video out there. I'm assuming it's at a house show of you absolutely just annihilating DX. Triple H gets in your face, you push him down, Road Dogg gets up on the rope, you knock him down. I think Billy Gunn gets in the mix and gets knocked down.
X-Pac.
Was it X-Pac?
X-Pac.
What happened that led to that?
You know what? Honestly, that happened just out of the blue. because the only one I was supposed to get was Hunter.
Mm.
And the rest of them came running, and I just go, okay, this is going to be a good massacre here. And I just knocked the hell out of everybody. But it was never planned. It was never a plan.
Why does it seem like the coolest stuff never is?
Yeah, right. Right. I seen Road Dogg go down, and you can hear the crowd go, "Yeah!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I wanted to ask you that last time. It completely slipped my mind.
But the thing is I'd go 90% of the shit that I've done. It's just last thought in the ring. Just popped up with it. Everything.
Yeah, and they just let you go with it.
Maybe that's why I stayed in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Because I didn't follow the guideline.
What?
But it worked.
What do you remember most about working with Triple H?
Oh.
I mean, I like to think he had a great career in the ring, and he's done, after his career, I think he's done great things for up-and-coming talent. Now, maybe Raw and Vince McMahon and SmackDown didn't use him right, but Black, Buddy Murphy, it's great talent.
Right.
What do you remember most about him? What's
Triple
H
H was a great worker.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Does he have the mind for the business
he's got the mind of the business better than some of them in the agents meeting that don't know their ass in first base.
Yeah.
But
it's about time to hear it from a source.
I'll never forget this. I was working at Madison Square Gardens, and Hunter knocks the guy down, and you know the little walk he does over the top of him?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching him, and he slips and falls. And I will go down to him, and I go, "Oh, that was great, Hunter. That was great." And, but
did he crack a smile?
Oh, yeah. But Triple H has always been a good worker, a great worker. Yeah. And he's always helped everybody.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, after this hot deal with him, I knew, as good as my name is Earl Hebner, Stephanie McMahon wasn't going to let him go back.
Yeah, he just announced that.
And he's been doing it for so many years. He doesn't really need to get.
Well, he don't need to go back, and he don't need the money.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
if he's offered a position at NXT, I feel like not for him, but because he likes to give back to the wrestling world, I feel like he would accept, and he has, bro. I mean, I didn't really care for NXT, and then when I found out Triple H was running it, and I started watching some of it and seeing these Johnny Garganos and these Adam Coles coming up, and I'm like, wow, I really love what Triple H is doing here. The effort and the work he's putting into the characters, building these people. Like Johnny Gargano went from being an indie guy to Johnny Wrestling to winning tag titles with Tommaso Ciampa and like 5-star classics in NXT to being the first guy to hold all the titles in NXT, that Johnny Wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then you got Adam Cole, who has done the same thing. And I didn't know who Adam Cole was until Triple H put him on NXT and built him up to be this great guy. So, like, I applaud the man for what he does to the business.
Do you know who Adam Cole is?
No.
Do you know who his dad is?
Oh, man, don't say it. Michael Cole.
Michael Cole.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is what it is.
I know they share the same last name.
You talked about Triple H, and you can't think of Triple H without mentioning the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, Wrestlemania Weekend. Of course, at time of recording, it is now Sunday morning. We are now officially 1 week away from WrestleMania Sunday. What are some of the bigger moments you remember from working the show of shows? I know there's plenty of times you raising hands of victory, the putting the foot on Vince, doing the beer bash with Stone Cold at WrestleMania 15. I believe there was a lot of classic matches.
I don't think I've ever seen him smile so big except when he's smacking a beer against Stone Cold's beer at the same time, boy. Jumping on that top rope, trying to do a double beer guzzle.
That was
Who the hell would not want to be part of that?
Always a great match, and I always got paid for drinking.
Can't go wrong with that.
I would tell Steve, though, really, truly, I tell Steve, don't throw me so many beers because I'm getting high. I can't do it. And me, like an idiot, was trying to drink it all at one time. So finally, I smartened myself up. I just dump it and goose it like Steve, let it run down. Because I said, Steve, I got a buzz on. I can't even hardly get back out of the ring, back to the dressing room.
Was he?
Oh, he said, "Oh, come on, you can do it, you can do it." But then I watched him, and he was good. He was
He
putting it
basically
on.
spilling on
Right,
himself.
right. So I'm going, okay. He wants to screw me around, get me drunk, but he ain't doing it. But,
Messing around with
but
you.
they were good times, believe me. I really enjoyed it and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, Stone Cold going to be coming back, of course, this Saturday at
Well,
WrestleMania.
that'll definitely be interesting. Will
Oh,
you
yeah.
be tuning in to see Austin?
No.
No, we can't get him to watch wrestling. We're trying. I think he's
I don't watch nothing.
he's been part of it for so long. He can't.
I'm done with
I love Austin,
He's like, I'll stop and say hi to everybody.
but I wouldn't give Vince a percentage of my money to watch his show.
I'll just swing by my house. I'll let you watch it off of my TV. I won't cost you nothing.
Speak of the devil.
I want to see I want to see how the crowd goes nuts when the glass breaks.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 19 years.
I'll watch it somewhere, somebody's house.
Yeah.
You'll at least watch that part
But
where
I
the
won't
glass
pay for
breaks.
Yeah, that's fair.
I won't give him my money.
Speak of the devil. Vince McMahon recently stated on the Pat McAfee show that being called a WWE superstar or being a WWE superstar sounds more appealing than being called the professional wrestler. When it comes to sports entertainment and professional wrestling, do you think there's a difference, or do you think it's all kind of just one and the same? I know it's a big debate.
Yeah, there you go. What's the big difference between WWE's sports entertainment versus Impact's pro wrestling setup? Is it more like the production that they do on there in the WWE that makes it?
I don't.
What does WWE do that's so different that makes them superstars back there? I mean, I know they put a lot of money in their show. Obviously, they're worldwide.
Yeah.
But I don't think it makes a.
You don't really think there's too much difference?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
it's just an appealing name.
Well, right, exactly.
Yeah, it's just an appealing
name brand.
Yes.
But you're still a professional wrestler, and the show's still the same.
And professional wrestler might be a dirty word down there, but
yeah. But look at all the internet, Facebook, Instagram. They don't. When they are addressing the wrestler, it's a professional wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a WWE. I mean, it is WWE wrestler.
Oh, when you book their wrestlers, they do require you to use the word WWE superstar. Because I booked Rhino when he was still a current star, and I got told I have to put that.
Okay.
For them.
That's a demand.
Yeah. Well, that's their demands.
Either do it or you're not.
We're not going to. Yeah, they'll pull Rhino.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They will over that.
Yeah, but if you look at this thing, sometimes it says WWE just released a professional wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
They don't say. Well, they do. They say professional wrestler or WWE superstar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a balance of what you want to say and who says it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, here's a question. What makes WWE so much bigger than like Impact and AEW? What gets them so much further? Why is the contracts higher and they get more TV time?
Because it's
what do they got going that are they not? I don't want you. I'm not trying to take disrespect to Impact, but what do they got going versus Impact? Being that you're both companies, what has Vince's company going across season, putting on all these pay-per-views, and Impact is not going, say, across seasons often and not doing as often as the pay-per-views or the higher buy rates. When I believe Impact show is great. I watch their storylines. I think D'Lo, your son Brian, and Doc Gallows, all the producers, have been putting on great storylines. And I feel like a lot of fans are missing out. So is there something you think sticks out that gets them, WWE, further with the world than Impact is getting at the moment?
The world is called live. Impact tape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. I went on and on, and it was a simple answer.
Okay, a live show. That's what makes Raw more upgraded. Because it's live.
That's a great answer, brother.
Has TNA always been taped, or were they at one point live? I believe when they did
most of the time they'll have their pay-per-view. If there's a pay-per-view,
it's live.
It's live.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you can't tape a pay-per-view.
No. Yeah.
Sure. But most of, I mean, TNA did have some live shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I think back then we used to tape on Mondays and Tuesdays a while back. But see, you got Raw running on
And
Monday.
then SmackDown was on Tuesdays.
Right. So you're back and forth with the flipper.
Yep.
So you didn't get the ratings that you needed.
Mm-hmm.
And you spent a lot of money. It takes a hell of a lot of money to run a live show.
Yeah.
When you can tape a show and edit it and go on to the next, say, your version, this is just a figure. It doesn't mean it. It's more than that. But just say you're figuring 100,000 and then you can tape it for 50.
Yeah.
Because you got more time to pick it up and correct it. As a live show, what it is.
Yeah.
A screw up, a botch, it's there. You're not going to fix it. Taping, you can go back and edit the tape and make it look right.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got a time limit on it. You usually get like a 5-minute grace period if you're running over. Because then you call Fox or who in the hell ever your TV station is.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, you got 5 minutes grace period. Maybe 10 minutes. After that, it's dark. It goes dark. You don't see shit.
Yep. No more TV time for you at that moment.
Right. It's over. And a tape show is big difference.
Well, I guess that's a good answer. So that's what it is. The fact that they're live all the time and you never know what's really going to happen.
It happens when
you
it happens.
excited because wrestling. When you go to watch wrestling, you go to sit in the audience and watch it live.
Right.
So that's the feeling you want.
Right.
Makes a lot more sense. All right, Junior, wrap it up.
Yeah, so we got about 10 minutes here. We went a hell of a lot longer than I thought we were going to.
Well, wrap that shit up.
So like I said before, you've been through it all. You've done it all. And to end it on a more positive note, I know we started off kind of sad with Scott. I know we started off pretty late again. Sorry, guys. I know I asked you before if you can go back and do it all again. I know you said you would. Is there anything specific that you would go back and change if you could?
Yeah. I changed the Bret Hart finish.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, because now I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is. I had to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've thought many times about I shouldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's water over the dam, and like you said,
I
got to pay my bills.
Kids.
Yeah.
So
Brett and Brett's a great guy. We met Brett. I love Brett. I grew up on him. I feel like he's one of the most upstanding men of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And just to let you know, people out there, when I bring in Earl Hebner, I'm so damn tired of hearing about the damn questions about this. That's why we're doing this interview. So please hear it all and please get it over with. The man, him and Brett get along great. I'm sure him and Sean get along great. It's he's doing his job.
But the thing is too is that like people with Sean and Brett and some of the pictures that you have, Ken, people go first thing will you write I screwed Brett? I said no.
That's why I never
because that's water over the dam. Me and Brett are like just as you said tonight. You saw us together. We're just like this.
Yep. If you would have seen these two guys together, like I said, it moved me to see how happy Brett was to see him. Because last time I seen these two guys, I was telling him, was Survivor Series. And for me to see them together and have that moment, to me, that's what wrestling's about. Taking care of the fans, taking care of the people that put on the show, the talent, and the love for the business.
Right.
And that's what Bret Hart and Earl Hebner have. Love for the business and love for each other.
And that's why they are considered, not Bret being considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. We got one of the greatest referees of all time right there.
And one of the greatest sellers of all time is Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Right.
So it all works together, a big trifecta of
I believe these three men can get together and they have a good time. Matter of fact, Canada might be lucky one day. I don't know if we'll ever be lucky. But these three men together probably have a good time together. And let me tell you, you'd be in store for one in a lifetime of a photo op if you got all three of these men together.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be a sellout.
Yes.
You could go for 2 days because everybody ain't going to get up
There's
there
no way.
To the same.
It would be that line would be endless.
Endless.
Because everybody, for some reason, the wrestling world has them tied up that Brett and Sean ain't friends. Brett and Earl don't get along. You'd be amazed the smile on that man's face when he came down, the pure happiness. And I'm sure that was the biggest smile of his day.
Yeah, Brett don't smile much, so
I had to make sure that happened because I told her, I was like, we gotta go. I want to get you to Brett because he said he wanted to say hi to Brett, and I wanted to see
And
him.
we almost missed
Oh,
it.
and I actually got a photo with Brett too, thanks to Earl. He said, jump in here. So I slid in there and got a picture of the Excellence Execution and Earl Hebner. None of yous out there have that. Be jealous. It will be posted on Facebook.
You almost missed Brett.
We almost did.
How'd you almost miss him?
Because he was leaving at 1-ish, and
Yeah,
Earl started
play
talking to somebody was trying to interview him, and then someone started talking, and he's a great guy, bro. He'll talk and he'll entertain you, and the people love him, the fans love him, the talent love him. So I was like, Earl, we gotta go right this second, bro. And we started walking around. I was like, oh no. I started walking towards the back, and I was like, does anyone know?
He had to go to the restroom.
Just worked out. If he didn't
Had
have to
it
go
been
to
for
the restroom,
that, we'd have missed
he'd
it.
be gone. And then the best part, I think, is that he had to go to the restroom, was that he had to come back down the steps. And he's looking down as he's coming down the steps. And halfway down the steps is when Earl stands right there in front of him and looks up.
I go like,
says, his face
it's on the road.
lit up.
It's on the
His
road.
face lit up when he saw Brett coming down the steps. Like, he was already a happy man.
Yeah.
When he saw Brett, I think that's the happiest he was. And he got to see Jeff and Matt and Billy Gunn today, and I didn't see him smile any bigger than Brett. Mostly because he went without me that time. Oh, and he got to hang out with Mickey James that time, too.
All the girls, yeah.
See, he sneaks off. He's good. I sneak off. He sneaks off. Poor Mama has to stay at the table, though, by herself.
Mama's gonna kill us.
Yeah, one day she's going to beat both of us and fire us.
Mama's tired of this shit.
Yeah, if you guys don't see me, it's because Mama fired me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came in with the gold, and I was like, you got the gold on. She said, I'm the boss. I'm like, damn.
You got that
You
right.
better watch your mouth when you talk to her.
Well, she scared me. Like I said, 5 feet of fury. She scares me.
4'11" Fury.
4'11" feet of fury. That's even scarier. Yeah.
Her voice scares me. I don't care how short or how tall she is.
Alright, it is officially 1:03 in the morning. I know you guys are tired. I know you guys got to get up in the morning. I got to get up in the morning. Earl, it has been an absolute pleasure. Again, I know it is late. I know you've been up probably almost 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Well,
But I do thank you so
for your
much.
time.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
joining us
guys.
again.
Thank you guys on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch for checking us out.
Yep, thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, guys.